back to the Going Pro podcast powered by Dog Pound Athletics. Finally got two of the big dogs on the podcast. Welcome to the show, boys. Johnny Tincher and Lucas Gino Gordon. Woo! Thank you for being on the podcast, boys. Really appreciate you taking the time to do this as you guys are out in season in pro ball right now. For those of you guys that don't know who Johnny and Lucas are, just go look at my Instagram. It's freaking, they're just all over it. But Johnny went to the University of Washington, two-time first team Pac-12 all-conference team, 2022 Defensive Player of the Year. Should have been 2023, but it's all right. And then Lucas went to Texas, 2022 second team Big 12, 2023 first team Big 12, and 2023 first team All-American. What's going on, fellas?
Big 12 pitcher of the year, too.
Baseball pitcher of the year. I'm sorry. I asked you your accolades before Big 12, but you ain't give it to me. Oh, man.
Just research.
All right, so you're right. All right, so going off of this podcast, I weirdly made this podcast about you two. I've seen you guys, Lucas, since you were in high school, Johnny, since you were a freshman in college. And I've seen your development, work ethic, mindset, and I've seen you guys grow up throughout, I think, 4 or 5 years now. And I've seen such a level of dedication and maturity that you guys have grown into over these years. And I wanted to spread what you guys have done throughout the years to everyone else. So where I want to start with this is in high school to college. So we all know you guys were great high school players.
Dude.
We're going to go into what was that transition like from high school to college? Let's freshman year for both of you.
Lucas, you want to go first? Or I'll start.
Yeah.
All right, so basically for me, high school was pretty good. I thought I was pretty sick in high school. And then kind of played 15U USA, played 18U USA. Had to look at the draft for a little bit. And then I got to Texas my freshman year. And I remember the first time our first tournament was to start off the season, and we were playing Mississippi State, Ole Miss, and Arkansas. And I was kind of like, it's like a whole different game. When I looked at it, I was a freshman coming off of like Notre Dame, so I thought I was pretty good. And then you just see these guys, and they're the guy who Arkansas pitched against us is now in our farm system now, and he was 96, 99 the whole time. I was like, damn, I've never seen this before. It's just the game's much quicker. The guys are much bigger. I mean, you're playing against 24-year-olds, so I wasn't ready. And I think that was the first time in my life going to college, my freshman year, where I was like, yeah, I'm not ready for this. I have a lot of work to do to get where I want to be.
I feel like going into high school, I felt like I didn't know like the work ethic behind that. Like I just thought it was like go and play and have fun. And I just didn't work out and do anything. Like I was literally $150 going into college and looking at all these guys, and I was like, dude, like these guys are mammos. Like, it's like even though like I got into campus, I was like, damn, like I felt like I could tell myself I was ready, but I knew I wasn't. Like just like especially my ability behind the plate, catching and hitting and all that stuff. I know hitting was a kind of a struggle. Just trying to adjust to college pitching because I went to Birmingham and like that competition was nothing for me. And going into college, going straight to D1, and behind that, like in high school, I didn't really think I was going to get recruited. I was more of like a late bloomer, as you can say. Like I went to a showcase, and thankfully, Scotty Tenen helped me out with that, and got a call right after that showcase from UW, and I got recruited and told me, like, hey, come for a visit. And I was by myself going into that visit, and I loved every single part of it. I mean, I had no other choice except 3 other offers I had, but I just felt like just because I had that one big offer, I had to choose that school, and I went with my gut and decided to go from there. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that freshman year for both of you was tough. And I want you guys to speak on what was the mindset coming back, going into your sophomore years or Johnny, your junior year, working out in the summer? Like, what is that mindset to you guys? Like, what did you guys have to do?
Well,
My junior
okay, yeah, you go first, Johnny.
year, that was probably my first year playing, because I was more of a this defensive replacement. But before going into that season, because I met you my freshman year of college, I kind of felt like I kind of took advantage of that COVID year.
Mhm.
Um, because that was basically what we played were like 15 games my COVID year, and then right there and then, like I kind of got bigger and stronger. My sophomore year, they didn't really play, but I was more defensive replacement again and all that stuff, and then kind of waited it out, um, doing my whole thing, like just working out, kind of maintained my weight, and then going into my junior year that summer, I think I went to Waterloo, Iowa,
Mhm.
played, and then came back, and then kind of took advantage of like just that whole entire time we came back, just working out with Lucas and um, Drew. I think Drew wasn't there at the time. I don't think.
Not yet.
But yeah, it was basically just like me and Lucas just like working at it and all that stuff because I felt like that was just more of like a big year for me because I knew like coming into that year, like I knew what I wanted. I knew I wanted that spot, and um, I was just there like literally every day, just living at Lucas's and working out, doing our whole entire routine, throwing, hitting, and doing whatever I needed to do to get ready to be prepared for that year in which I played that whole year, and here I am today.
Well, for me, it was pretty different. Kind of my freshman year, I was just kind of shadowing Ty Madden, who was our first rounder in 21, and I think from what I realized from him, just watching him do his thing in 21 was, I didn't treat my body right. I didn't go about my business the right way. I didn't have the real routine that I should have had to be successful. So going into the off season, I just wanted to implement those into my life and my lifestyle, and put baseball as the number one priority. And so that's kind of what I did. Like Johnny said, everyone was at our house, and we were making sure we're eating right. We're making sure we're working out every day. Like we would go out sometimes, but at college I was going out 2 3 times a week, every week for the whole fall. And when I got to probably going into my sophomore year, I maybe went out 3 times. Um, and it actually did affect me. Like your mind's better. You're more confident in your body. You're more confident in your routine. So once you get out on the field, you kind of just trust your work, and it made a big difference going into my sophomore year.
Yeah. I think for you, your freshman year, coming back after your freshman year and then coming back from Johnny's sophomore year into his junior year, I could see the mentality change, at least especially with Lucas, because I knew Lucas a little bit more, obviously, which is, you know, Lucas worked hard, but there was another level of focus and intensity that he picked up um, that year where I was like, oh, like he started to get it, like he's starting to understand. Like I remember me and Colton used to talk about, I was like, about you, and he'd be like, oh, he's just a freshman, he's probably just partying right now. And he's gonna learn real quick that like you can't do that. And I think you got to learn that the hard way. It's not like you had a bad freshman year, but it for sure wasn't up to your standard, for sure.
No.
And with Johnny, you're just always, I mean, you're the hardest motherfucker that I have, which is like your size pushes you to make you have to work harder. You always rise to that occasion. So I'm very proud of you two for getting to understand that. And then now going into, you know, Johnny, your draft year, so your junior year, and Lucas is your sophomore year, you see this big jump that you guys make of Johnny, you first team Pac-12, Lucas, you finally make a Big 12 team in with the second team Big 12 conference. Talk to me about the difference in that year in college, like when you're away from me? Like, what does that look like?
I just feel like it's just the same. Like our mentality and our worth ethic still maintains the same. I feel like um, as soon as we leave Dog Pound, like I just feel like we have our right to do our own thing in a way because we know how bad we want it and we're doing all the extra stuff. But like you don't need to like just torture your body. Like we have a plan. Like they're gonna give us a plan in college, right? Like like you work out 3 times a week, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Like it's gonna shorten up instead of a 5 day week. Like it's like
Mhm.
it's gonna shorten up Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but you're kind of just gonna utilize like the time that you have, like things that you need to work on, either in the cage or receiving, blocking. It's different for Lucas, but for myself, like I'm a catcher, like it's like you have to really like utilize everything that you need to do to stay healthy throughout that whole entire season. Within just going to the weight room, staying in the training room, just taking care of your body is the most important thing. Because that's how you know your body. You know your body well. Like you know it more than anybody else that knows you basically.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I think the biggest difference from kind of my sophomore, my junior year, especially away from you, because you kind of would hold us accountable to an extent. I think we're pretty good at that, even with you. But
Yeah.
kind of away, it's my main goal. The difference between every other year in baseball compared to my junior year and this year is every day at the field, no matter how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling 50%, if I'm feeling 100%, I make sure that every day I leave the field, in my mind, I got better. And so
Mhm.
there's never a day where I'm leaving the field. I'm like, damn, I was lazy today. I didn't do anything. So the next day, I always have a plan in what I want to accomplish, what I want to achieve. And Pro Bowl's different because they do a good job of kind of making your plan, but you still got to execute it, and that's a big
Yeah.
thing. So for me, it's every day. It's did I get better? I started a journal since I got to Pro Bowl this year, and so I'm just writing about like my mentality, what works, what doesn't work. Did I really do everything I could at the field today? Did I not? Blah blah, and just work off that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the maturity that you two have grown from that is like instead of, and we're gonna get into this later in the podcast, but instead of you guys just putting your head down and trying to lift all the weight and take as many swings as the cage for you, Johnny, and throw as many balls as you want it, Lucas, it's being more intentional with your plan, what you want to accomplish that day. And again, knowing that every workout, whether it's your hitting, your fielding, your throwing, the weight room, you can sit down and know like, hey, like this is what I'm working on today, and then you can literally check it off a box. Like, yes, I got better at this today, or yes, I got better at this today, and it's an easy way for you to understand like, hey, like this is working or this is not working. Um, so going, obviously you guys have your guys is great. Lucas' sophomore year, Johnny's junior year. Johnny ended up not getting drafted. He got a couple calls. So going into this next year, I saw another growth and development of even more focus. Again, you're going to see this trend of every year, and I don't see it with many kids, but I've seen it with you two. Again, testament to you guys, which is every year you guys come back sharper, more hungry, and more prepared to work. And maybe it's not a weird thing for you two, but for a lot of other motherfuckers, like I mean, y'all know this, like everyone else doesn't really think like that. So again, a testament to you guys. But going into that draft year for again both of you, I remember at least talking. I talked to both of you. Johnny was mad. He didn't end up really getting the money he wanted, so he had to go back. And then Lucas, we had the College World Series situation, and I remember talking to you after, and we were at dinner, right? And you said to me like, "This is the best thing that could happen for me." And I'm thinking, I'm like, how? You
Yeah.
threw what, one and a third, one and two
Like
thirds
one and
innings,
two
and
thirds got shelled.
you you got shelled on the
Yeah.
biggest stage in college baseball. And he looked at me and goes, and you were like, this is what I fucking need to push me to fucking shove next year. Like
Mm.
absolutely just fucking shove. And I was like, wow, it's good that you think about that because like man, like I wasn't even thinking about that. Like I was gonna think about that later, but for you, 3 hours after the game, we're at fucking dinner together. Like for
Mm.
you to say that again, is it is that different mindset? So going into your guys' draft year, did anything really change, or like small details that change in your guys' development or plans to make sure that you guys were the most prepared to to go handle your business at that next level for your
John, you want to
draft
go
year?
or you want me to
Because
go?
Are you talking about my junior draft or senior draft?
You're going in your
senior
draft
draft,
year, your senior draft.
going into your senior draft year, Johnny.
Well, like you said, like I didn't get the money that I needed. I just felt like it was just a fluke that they saw. Like, yeah, it was my first whole year playing, and it was just like I had a great year, but I know I could have done better. But going into that mindset, I was like, all right, good. Like, it's like if they want me for this sort of amount of money, it wasn't even the money. It's just what they said. It was like you're gonna be a development guy. Like, it's like you're gonna get some sort of playing time, like here and there. And I was like, that's not what I fucking want. Like, it's like, you kidding me? I want to play baseball. Like, it's like I want to compete. Like, not just be one of those bullpen catchers that just, fucking just grind and do all that shit. Like I see it and I'm like, see them doing it. It's like, damn, I could have been in that position. Like, it's like, hell no. Like I want to be able to have fun like I am doing right now.
Mm.
But the senior draft is like I was more hungry going into that draft year. Like, it's like, yeah, okay, this is what they said. I'm gonna come back and be more hungry and put up bigger numbers. I just stayed within myself and kept doing what we're doing back home, and then doing whatever I'm supposed to do, staying within myself, more focus, and having more fun. Especially when we had a new coaching staff, I felt like I was just free, and I became more free of myself, and I just started having fun, just literally playing baseball like I was like literally a 4-year-old kid, but again. Um, but yeah, going into that draft, I was like very confident that I was gonna get like at least a top 10 pick or top 10 rounds and stuff. But like other than that, like even though I was 11th rounder, I mean, I got more money than I would have expected from the last year.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I just stayed within myself and I felt more confident. I felt like, yeah, this is the place where I need to be. And I felt like I couldn't do anything more different. I just stayed within myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, the reason why I said that it was the best thing that will probably ever happen to me going into my junior year is because kind of having such a good year for your first time, especially in college, you can get high on yourself and you can think you're all that and whatever. And I'm glad I needed something to humble me at the time, and the, there's no better thing to humble you than losing the game and throwing an inning in Omaha in front of 30,000 people and probably 500,000 people watching. So obviously you have that taste in your mouth, and the whole season you're just like, oh, that's not going to happen again, because you realize how, one, makes me look bad, and two, my teammates and I both got to Omaha, and I wasn't there for my teammates, so that's how I look at it. And so going into the next year, I just wanted to make sure I did everything right, especially knowing it's my draft. I wanted to make sure that I couldn't have done anything different. No matter what happened, I was focused. I would do the best I could to stay healthy. I would be 100% every time I'd step out there on the mound for Friday nights, and that I'd give my team a chance to win. And so yeah, it was my draft year. Like obviously you're thinking about that, but to me it was more of how far can this team go? Let's do this for our teammates. I mean, I'm a junior. My job is to throw well, but also to help out the younger guys. So that's kind of how I look at it. And when it's not always about yourself, then it kind of makes stuff easier, because no matter what I do, it's always reflecting on the guys behind me as well. So
Mhm.
that's kind of one thing that helped me out a lot, was kind of just to be selfless about it. And I know it's my big year, but I also have to lead 40 other guys and to try and make it as far as we can. So
Yeah. And I think something that I see the two of you do every single year, which every year that I've had you, you guys have gotten better. it's a very scary thing, but you guys have gotten better. Which is Johnny, you hit 5 pumps your junior year. You're an inch taller than me. I know you think you're 3 inches taller than me. You're an inch taller than me, Johnny. And there's no way there's no way he can do it again, right? And what do? You come out with you double that. Lucas, you freaking have a lower ERA, fucking more wins. You were first team All American that year. So talk to me about how do you guys do that? Like, I think it's so hard for players to have consistent years and then even get better every single year. Like, you'll have the one off, which is like a kid will have a good year, he gets complacent, he thinks he's fucking hot shit, and he fucking goes back the other way. But again, every year you guys keep doing this. So, what is that a testament to, or what is the mindset like for you guys that, again, something that is hard? I mean, you guys get better every single fucking year.
I'll answer this one. So for
Whoa.
me, especially after my sophomore year, and then going to my junior year, than now. And this is one thing I can confidently say. And no matter how everyone knows me, no one has ever heard me say, "Oh, I'm the best. I'm nasty. I'm the grossest pitcher you guys have ever seen." I never think I'm good. No matter what, no matter what happens, I could throw 7 innings, shutout, no hit, and I still think it wasn't a great outing. And it probably was, but there's never a game that I'm like, "Oh, I'm right where I want to be." Like I never think I'm good. Like even in
Yeah.
pro ball, I'll go five innings, give up and throw 8 strikeouts and give up 1 run with 2 walks, but that's not good. Like if you have that mindset of just you're never good enough, because I remember everything that people say during the draft. The guy said, "I don't throw hard enough. I'll be a bullpen guy. I won't make it past Double A." And I remember that shit. Like Johnny, people, you're too small. You're not. You didn't go to a good high school. You're not going to be a professional catcher. Like if you ever get complacent, no matter how well you do, there's always more shit to prove to other people. Like even if you think you're good, get off that fucking horse and just say you're dog shit. Because you're really not. There's people producing way more than you are, no matter how well you think you're doing. Like if you're not an all-star in the major leagues, you're not good enough. And that's how I look at it. Like I'm in low A just because I'm throwing well doesn't mean I'm good. If I'm in high A just because I'm producing doesn't mean I'm good. I have to be a big leaguer and an all star for 10 years to think I'm good. And that's a long ways away. So I have a long ways in my career. So, you know, like that's how I look at it. And that's what's been helping me throughout my sophomore year to now.
Yeah, feeding off that. I mean, like Lucas said, like you're too fucking small to be a big leaguer or be a professional athlete. Like, it's like you're too small. Like, are you even gonna put up numbers in college? Like, are you even gonna get recruited and go to D1? Like, it's like, yeah, you went to a shitty high school and I still get shit for it. Like, it's like I don't give a shit. Look where I'm at now. Like, it's like all that shit doesn't fucking matter. Like in my head, it's like, all right, you can tell me all the shit you want. Like, like it's just gonna go into one year throughout the other. Like, it's like I don't care. You can tell me all the shit you want. Like, it's not gonna affect me. Like, it's like I just take that into like it feeds me. Like, like I just feel like I'm motivated. Like, that motivates me even more to stay hungry and compete. Like, I tell myself, yeah, like I see other catchers and other team, and I'm just like, damn, yeah, they're shit. Like, it's like I know I'm better. Like, it's like, or if the guy's in front of me, like I know I'm better. Like, it's like, yeah, he might have the height, he might have the power, like, he might have the weight, but other than that, like I know I'm better. Like, it's like I don't give a shit. Like, yeah, you might be taller than me, you might have the weight, like, you might have the power, stuff. You're not a better receiver. You're not a better thrower than me. Like, I'll find ways to get on base. Like, I'm not being cocky in that kind of way, but I'm just saying I know I can find ways to prove a point that I know that I'm going to be better than you and compete at the fullest and be at least the highest in that level.
Yeah. I love that answer. I mean, again, I don't think the two of you realize it because, I mean, you do it every time. But if you think about all the guys that I have, most of them fucking have a good year and then that's it. right? I mean, it's hard to get better every single fucking year. So again, testament to you guys.
I mean, you can see
Before
it too. I mean, you can see it like in the ways of like when me and Lucas like the bigger the weight, like it's like we lift heavy, and he lifts more than me. I get fucking pissed. Yeah, like or like I jump higher than him, and he gets fucking pissed. Like it's just the competitive there. It's like we compete with each other, and it pisses us off because we want to become better than each other. Like
yeah.
and it's like it's hard. Like it's
Well,
hard, but it's
so
fun.
Kyle, how many of your high school and college guys you have, not including us, throw? I'm talking pitchers. How many throw 5 innings, have 10 punch outs, walk two, and think they're all nasty? Probably a lot.
A
But
lot.
the problem is
I'd probably say most.
there's not enough guys doing that and saying, going off the mound and going to sleep at night saying, why did I walk two? Why did I
Yeah.
throw so many pitches in 5 innings? Why didn't I go 6 innings? Why didn't I go 7 innings? That's the problem. There's not, just because you did that, it's not, it shouldn't be good enough for people. That's what I'm trying to say. Like there's always
Hmm.
stuff to get better at, you know?
Yeah,
So
and I think me and Cole and Gerb were talking about it on the other podcast, but we're trying to figure out like, is it just a lack of knowledge of like what they're shooting for? Because I think again, a lot of these high school, college players only compare themselves to like people at their level, and it's like, bro, if you want to level the fuck up, you better look upward. You can't be looking at this way, or for sure people that are under you. Because if you do that, you're never gonna fucking get better. So as a fucking high schooler, like you fucking throw in the fucking mission league 6 innings, fucking 2 hits, and you're like, look at me, I'm fucking the dude, I'm fucking him, and you're like, you're supposed to do that. Can you do it at the next level? Can you compare yourself to that next level? And all these guys that I have right now, I'm not talking shit, but they're learning right now. The same thing that you guys went through that freshman year, which is like, oh, it's different. They think it's I think it's the dog in them of like, oh, like I'm not them though, like I'm better. You're like, I mean, if you are, that's great, but I'm telling you, like it's just a whole nother fucking ball game. And I mean, you guys said it yourself, like that transition from high school to college is a whole nother fucking beast.
yeah,
Um, Before we go into the pro conversation, because it's coming up, I think of a really key point that I wanted to talk about because you guys are the first two to do it with Drew, because Pete was already drafted when I got him. Um, how do you deal with the pressure, knowing that it's your draft year, knowing if you don't fucking play well, you don't fucking ball out, you either go back to school or that's the end of your career. And I think that's a lot of pressure, at least for me. Can you guys talk on how did you guys deal with that mentally in your head of like, man, like I either show out and I get drafted or like I'm fucked.
it was easy. It
I,
was
I'll
easy.
answer this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was easy, but for the most part, it was like, yeah, I mean, I kind of said it earlier. I was like, I was more hungry my senior year. Like, it was easy my senior year. Like,
Mhm.
it was like, I had fun. That was probably the most fun I've had. Like, like I stayed with those guys for the past 4 years and built a relationship with those guys and having a new coaching staff like that and being free instead of feeling like I was in jail my first 3 years. Like, yeah, like it was pretty easy. But like the draft process was also like easy in the way because I felt confident. But Lucas could tell you, like I was also, we were both like kind of like frustrated in a way, and I was even more frustrated because I was like, dude, I'm the third day. Like it's like
Yeah.
shit. Like
Mhm.
I don't know. Like this might be, but like either like I had calls. Like I was confident I was gonna get picked, but I was like, shit. Like some part of that time frame, I was like, oh my god, like am I even gonna get a call?
We'll get into that. We'll get into that.
Uh,
Yeah.
well, all right. So going into both our draft years, and I could speak of this for him to a certain extent, but I think both of me and Johnny, that's kind of Kyle. That's what you said when you saw us both kind of take another step in our work and our routines, and um, kind of my mindset is if I work this hard and I do this much stuff, when I get into the game, all it is trusting your work. And so then that's when it became easy. Then because I knew every time someone stepped in the box, no matter what their name was, I worked harder than him. So I had the mental advantage over the guy in the box every time someone stepped in. So it made things way easier for me.
Mm.
And that's why it was easy because it doesn't matter draft or not. If you know you worked harder than him, then one, baseball's hard enough, and two, you already have that edge over the hitter. And Johnny, speaking for him, he has that edge over the pitcher because he knows that he's done everything he could to be in the moment and he's worked his ass off to be in the moment that he is. And it's not about, oh, this is my draft year. It's about in the moment, it's me against this guy.
Yeah.
Who's going to win? And most of the time, it's the guy that works harder and competes harder. And so that's why I think our draft years were so much better than any other year because we gave ourselves no choice but to play better and have a better mentality.
Mm.
Dude, I would literally on deck circle or not even in the hole, I would sit, take my 3 breaths, and stare down the fucking pitcher and tell him, yeah, he's gonna be my bitch today. Like, it's like, and then go into the on deck circle, like, waiting for either the guy hitting is gonna get a hit, and then my walk up song comes up. It's probably a Mexican song, and I'm literally grabbing my barrel to tell this pitcher that I'm fucking ready. Like, just to, scare him off a little bit. Like, and I'd stare him down, whatever, do my whole thing. But I would grab my barrel to think, like, fuck, I'm ready. Like, like I'm grabbing my barrel because this is where I'm going to hit the ball in the barrel. Like, it's like I'm walking up with full confidence knowing that I'm better than this guy. Because there's no way he's worked harder than I did. And I'm literally going to hit a fucking homer. Like, like that's just my whole entire thing. Like I'm like, dude,
Yeah,
every time I'm like tensing up, I'm like, fuck yeah, like like I'm ready. Like it's like it just I'm hungry for this at bat.
yeah. I think what I'm hearing you guys say is because you guys dedicated that whole summer, that whole off season, and then that fall going into your draft year, which is like you guys put in the most effort, the most time. You did the sleeping, the nutrition, all that kind of stuff. And you knew at the end of the day, like whatever happened kind of happened. And you know that because you guys worked so hard, that like you knew you were gonna go dominate out on the field. And knowing that, hey, like really in the back of your head, like if fuck it, if it didn't happen, like you can look at yourself in the mirror and be like, all right, well, it wasn't for a lack of effort, like just not my year or whatever it is. Obviously, it was your year, but I think it's because you two put in that time, that effort that no one else is really putting in. It allowed you guys to be free and go play and go handle your business and be great on the field.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So going into the draft, so this was a very special moment for me because again, Pete was already drafted when I got him, so having you two and Drew get drafted this year was almost almost teared up a little bit, boys. Just a little bit. But Lucas goes in the 6th round, Johnny you go on the 11th, Drew goes in the 20th. Talk to me about that moment when you get that phone call, you hear your name on the computer screen. Like, what does that moment feel like?
Well, I basically told you I was like, dude, like even before the whole process, I was literally in the car, and Lucas could tell you I was like, dude, I was like not talking, I was pissed off, like I was like, damn, like I know I'm better than whatever catches they fucking picked before me,
Yeah.
but um. Third day when I got that call and David called me and he was like, "Hey, your name's on the board for the Guardians," and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like this is the third day. Like what, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock? Like that was like the first of the day, and I was like quick as hell. It was like 15 minutes waiting, and then got a call and saw my name on the TV with my mom and my sister. My dad was at work, but other than that, like I heard it and I was like, holy shit. Like, it's like finally, like, it's like it was more of a relief, if anything. But
Yeah.
other than that, and I was pissed off during the process, but I was like, damn, it's like, dude,
But you
hurry
felt
up.
but you felt excited, like all this
Yeah, I was
work
excited.
since you were probably 4 years old playing
Yeah,
ball.
like that's probably like the first thing I ever like thought of. Like as soon as my name was called and David called me, I was like, holy shit, dude, it's hitting me.
Yeah.
It's like all of that fucking shit that I went through, like, and I can go back to all those fuckers who told me I was small and could play, I was like, and giving me doubt and shit. Like, I was like, damn, dude, like, I wish I could tell you straight to your face or just show you straight to your face. It's like, but other than that, like, I just ignore it and just still keep doing my own thing.
Honestly,
Gino.
it was it was
Lucas
it
was
was it
pissed
was
too, bro.
Lucas
it
was
was
pissed,
pretty
dude. I was
cool.
with Lucas. Yeah.
It was pretty cool. Your name get picked, and I was happy for a second, and then I just got pissed off. Like it was cool. Kyle, you remember? We didn't take a
Yeah.
fucking day off. We went right back to work the next day.
Right,
Dude, I went
right
to
into it.
bed fucking pissed off.
Dude,
Because
me and Lucas were literally on FaceTime during his process, and it was like, dude,
I had a fucking
come
He
beer in
was
on.
my
in his
hand.
room.
I
He
had a
was in
fucking
his
beer in
room.
my hand, fucking watching Netflix. I don't give a fuck. But it was cool. But again, it fucking pissed me off. But to me, it was really cool. I had a feeling I was going to get drafted. Um, but to me, it was just another step. It was just another opportunity to go and improve myself. And yeah, I was happy for a second, but it wore off pretty quick. And again, it's just more fuel to the fire. It was a good day. I don't really remember it because why would I? Why do I need to remember it? It's just a day to piss me off and make me work even harder. That's how I saw the draft. Like I'm going into pro balls, and not our guys because I love our guys for the White Sox, but I look at a guy and go, "You're not fucking better than me. You kidding me?" And so
Yeah,
every guy, especially guys that I know of and got drafted higher than me, I give them hell every time. And that's the best part about pro ball is because you
You
face
get
all
to see
these
him.
guys, you get to see them, and you get to fucking see who's better. And
Yeah.
so every time, like I'm telling you, I write that shit down in my notebook every fucking day. I write down he's not good enough. He doesn't throw hard enough. He he's gonna fizzle out in Double A. And he's gonna be a bullpen guy. I write that shit down every fucking day, and all that because of what they said at the draft. So that's how I see the draft. I don't see it as like happy, happy, happy. I see it as all right. It's another fucking challenge. But that's just me.
Yeah.
I'm fucking retarded. I probably shouldn't say that.
It's fine. But I think it's it's so interesting to me that um, I just automatically thought that you guys were just elated, just fucking happy. Like I know I was with Lucas and obviously Johnny, I knew you were mad leading up to the draft, getting drafted in the third day. But like I think for what makes you two way different is like you guys both said like, man, like it just pissed me off that like y'all took me so fucking late, and I just can't wait to show you that I'm fucking better than everyone else. Instead of, I'm pretty sure if I asked someone else, they'd be like, it was the best moment of my life. I celebrated with my family. I couldn't wait to fucking just call everyone and post on an Instagram, and it was like the best day of my life. Da 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 da. Which is, you guys said none of that. You guys literally were just like, it was whatever. Like it was cool, but like I'm gonna just prove everyone wrong that like man, like y'all should have took me 1-1. Okay, you didn't say that, but right, like that's like the mentality. And I think again, going back to what makes you guys special is you guys don't think like that, which is why it makes you guys the one percenters of the one percenters at your level of baseball. Um, okay, so you guys get drafted and you guys leave. Is that called short season? Is that what it's called? No,
Yeah,
am I fucked up?
yeah,
We like leave for a little bit, right? Okay, so you
yeah.
guys go to short season. Johnny and Lucas, I want you guys to talk about what that experience is like, because this is really what I want to talk about. This is when I really saw it flip for the two of you. Like I had never seen this level. I keep saying this in this fucking podcast. They reached another level, but like I had never seen this level of focus from the two of you when you guys got back. So what I want to know is what was the experience like going into that like little short season where you guys were gone for like a month or two, and then like what did it make you think coming back to the dog pound during your off season in the fall?
mine will be short. Uh, I only played like 2 games.
But the hammer, you
But
swing it too hard, bro.
broke my hamate bone. But other than that, that process was pretty cool. Like ramping up to go into that affiliate was kind of like a cool ramp up. Like you get drafted, you start going into um like bullpens and stuff. You wrapping up a little bit, like cages, and then you get to live at bats, and then they just send you right away. And as soon as he sent me right away, it was like, damn, like it's more individual. Like it's for you to get ready, whatever you have to do to get ready for that game.
Mm.
Um, like you wake up like around like well, I woke up like around like 11, and then going straight to the field. Like you don't have to be at the field till like 3, but cage work is around 3, 2:30, whatever, and all that stuff. And I'm there like around 12 doing stretching and doing small little lifts here and there and like doing med ball tosses and just getting my rhythm and my whole like routine in place to be ready for my debut that game. Um, so getting into that game, I was like, yeah, hella nervous and all that stuff, but felt really good, comfortable, like because what we made a regional, but going off to that regional, it was like we had that little small kind of block where we didn't play and all that stuff because of the draft and working out and all that stuff, and then going flying to Arizona, ramping up again. But I just felt like I was in that place in that regional. I was like, damn, I'm like ready right now. And first game all nine, I caught all nine, and it was like the best time that I have had just playing, and it was nothing different. I feel like it was just like I wouldn't say easy, but I'm saying like it felt smooth in a way. Like I felt ready, I felt prepared, like I did everything I needed to do to prepare for that game. I just felt like doing all that stuff kind of transitioned to that game to do whatever I needed to do. And then second game, first at bat DH, broke my hamate and I had to go rehab and we'll get the surgery and then
We
rehab
all
from
know why
there.
you got
But
hurt. You were ducking. You were ducking my
shut the
ass,
hell
bro.
up.
Lucas.
You
Bro,
were ducking
dude,
my ass,
if
bro.
I didn't get hurt,
You
I
were
would have
Oh
ducking
faced
wait,
this
my ass,
wait, wait,
bro.
motherfucker.
wait. Oh, you guys were supposed to play each other.
Yes, bro.
I
He
didn't
Yes.
know
was
this. I didn't.
he was ducking
Uh,
me. Hey, I would have
what?
gotten
Shut
What?
hurt
up.
too. I would have gotten hurt too if I were you.
Shut your ass up, man.
I've. I didn't know that. It's weird. I've never seen you two face each other. College
Hey,
never happened. Obviously, I didn't
probably
know
a good
you.
thing for Johnny.
Hell no, bro. I'll be sitting on your changeup.
That's okay. Then you get a heater blown by you. 3 heaters by you, by you, by you. You better walk up there with a metal bat so you get to keep your fucking wood bats.
What about you,
But yeah,
Lucas?
Yeah,
Uh,
it was pretty cool for me, honestly. It's a lot different from college, just because you don't have to go and worry about school, and you don't have to worry about like those 2 hour bunt defenses or bunt plays or pickoff moves or whatever. Um, so for me, it was kind of like obviously you're at the field for a short amount of time, so you kind of have to lock it in and figure out what you need to work on for that day, and you can't really afford to waste much time in pro ball because one, it's so short for a lot of people, and two, like there's always new guys coming in, and you can see it. There's like 10 people that got cut in the White Sox organization once we came in, so it's kind of like, oh shit, let's get to work, and you learn from so many new people, and you get to meet so many people, and you get to catch up on your Spanish a little bit. I'm sure Johnny's pretty good at it already, but yeah, it was cool, but
yeah, bro.
it's also
oh
like
man.
an oh shit, like now let's get to work now. So
Yeah. I think something that I I heard you say you came back after short season, and I was like, hey, like I want you to take a week or two to just let your body rest, go have fun, be a kid, like you didn't have that much downtime at all, because during the summer you were getting ready for the draft, so it was like, all right, like go take a week or two off, let the body rest, let the mind rest, like let's come back. And I remember you texting me, said, Kyle, the fuck do you think I look like? Fucking soft? Bro, this is my fucking job now, bro. Like, this is how I fucking make money. Like,
bro,
I
that
have
sounds
nothing else
so
to worry about.
cringy.
Bro, but
Oh
that's what you said.
no, it's
That's what you said. But you said it to me, which is like, bro, like, this is my fucking job now. Like,
that
I
sounds
have to
hella
do
cringy.
whatever. whatever the fuck it takes, whatever it is. Okay, fuck it if it's cringy, but that's the truth though, which is
No,
like
you're right. You're
you were
right.
like, yo, like this is my job now. Like I have to do everything in my power to fucking dial this in. So again, during this offseason, the biggest change that I saw you two take for sure in the weight room, and I didn't really go to UCLA with you guys the years before that, but getting to see you guys work is the level of focus and intensity and intent about what you guys were doing with every exercise for that day in the lift, which is like you guys have both you guys are both the two hardest working motherfuckers I have. I can say that without a doubt in my fucking mind. You two are the hardest working motherfuckers that I have, guaranteed. But I think you guys channeled that focus into being more locked in on the process of the things that you needed to focus on during that off season. So it was no longer about just like throwing med balls hard, jumping on high boxes, and lifting heavy weight. It was like, can I do this better? Can my form be better? I mean, I had never seen Lucas stretch so much in the fucking gym. Like it was insane. You're coming an hour early before lift to go stretch. Then we work out. Then we stretch again. You even wanted to do a full day of just stretching. Like for you, like the stretching thing, like wasn't really a thing for you when you when you were younger, right?
No, I hated
So
it. I still do.
is that like an intentional thing that the pro teams taught you, or is it something that you picked up on your own of like, man, like everything that I do has to be done with intention, and you knew exactly what you weren't good at, and you really honed in on working on your weaknesses this offseason, especially in the weight room. I'm gonna get to the field stuff a little later, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I can talk for Johnny pretty much too, and I think both of us. That's what helped us out growing up. From whatever COVID to I was before you, but when Johnny came, COVID to whatever last year or something, and we couldn't really work any harder. If and you could vouch for us,
mhm.
Kyle. Like we couldn't
Yeah, you couldn't
go
work
and
any harder.
we couldn't work any harder than we could. So I think for me it was all right. So I'm at the point where I'm doing all this shit, and now I need to really focus on doing the right things when I'm working hard. I can't just work hard because I want to say I'm working hard. I need to work hard on things
Mhm.
that I need to get better on. And I don't need to deadlift 500 pounds, even though it's fun. I know we can already do it. So let's focus on something else now. Let's focus on getting more mobile. Let's focus on getting more stable. Let's focus on, because the strength is already there just because we worked our asses off 5 days a week, every week for every summer and every spring break and every winter break. That's there, and we know we have that. So let's focus on the things that we need to hone in on and get better on, especially in the off season.
Mhm. You want to add anything to that,
Johnny's not.
Poppy?
No, 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 no. He said, I mean, he said everything that I was gonna say. To be
Okay,
honest,
okay, yeah. I mean, for the two of you, was like the mobility for sure, like was the biggest thing, and getting into
I mean,
new
he
ranges
kind
of
of added it in
motion.
my stretching routine. To be honest,
Okay.
I mean,
Oh, so you did want to add something. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
as soon as he started doing it, I mean, I kind of was kind of like forced into it in a way. Because
Yeah,
I honestly like I kind of needed it.
I
Because
kind of needed
my
it too.
kind
hips were.
of, kind of.
That's
You
the
did
thing.
need
That's
it.
what people don't understand though. They think they kind of
I
need it,
know,
and then once they start doing it, they're like, "Oh, I am not fucking good at this." Like, remember, there was a guy. Johnny will remember
dude.
this, and
Yeah,
Kyle will remember this. There was a guy stretching in Deuce,
Oh,
and me and
dude.
Johnny would not
He was
stop
doing the
looking at him.
butt.
He was doing everything, all hips, butt, like quad, hamstring stuff,
shoulders,
shoulder stuff, and I was like,
bro.
Dude, the next
"Fuck."
day, Kyle. The next day, dude, I grabbed the block things and I did
Uh,
exactly what he did. I fucking took that thing from him. Bro, I was like, oh my God, this actually feels so good. But other than that, like stretching is probably the most important thing. I still do it even before the game. Um, just to like loosen up my hips, like do either a glute release or have them stretch me or um yeah, dude, I would even do like yoga help me. We do yoga once a week and I attend. But yeah, I would even look up like some stretching myself, catch or I would even see it on Instagram Reels, and I would steal it and I'd do it. Because dude, like you'll feel it. Like, it's like knowing that I didn't do the stretching that I should have been doing. Like, dude, my hips are tight, and you can,
Yes.
like,
When you're
it's
catching all
like,
the time, yeah.
yeah. So, and doing it now, it's like, dude, it's even more loose. I'm more mobile. Like, it's like I can get down there now. Like, even though I would get down there, like, it's like I'm down there even more, and I don't feel it as much. Like, before I would be like, damn, like, I'd feel it. But other than
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
But
I
I
feel like
think
stretching is the most important thing.
I also think that's like
mhm.
a perfect example of like, no matter how good you think you are, like there's always someone better than you. Like we weren't even close to that guy's level, and we are like, we don't need to stretch
It's like,
anymore. We already stretch enough, and then we see this guy, and it's like he's 50 times better than us.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, going to you
And I feel like not
guys,
stretching too, dude, would it also even get you hurt?
Yeah,
yes.
that's true, Johnny.
Yes.
Yeah,
You're
Dude,
learning.
there you go.
dude, because
There you go.
honestly,
There you
I'm
go.
not gonna lie, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Stretching. If you don't stretch, Johnny, you will get hurt.
My
Correct.
hammy, Kyle, my hammy would, I'd feel it,
Now
bro.
the next step for
I'd
Johnny
feel
is doing the stretches on his own without Kyle,
it.
Yeah.
not needing Kyle to
Yeah.
roll him
I
out.
I I
No,
trust
I have
him.
my trainer. I have my trainer do it for me.
He doesn't do it as good as me though. Anyways, I think something that you two talked about was
Damn it,
working on.
Kyle!
God,
Can't say that.
God, dude.
Relax, relax. All right, let's go, let's go, let's go.
All
All
right,
right.
all right.
So, I think something
God
that
damn.
you two said, which is super important, is
Ugh.
you guys didn't want to work on things that you already were great at. Like, how are you supposed to level up at something that you're already good at? Like, you already have that thing. So this off season, you found something or things that you weren't fucking good at, and you're like, I'm gonna fucking work to get better at this because if I make it better, it's not gonna be great because obviously the mobility and all that stuff takes a lot of time. But if that rises, then look what your fucking body's gonna be able to do when you're going into your first pro season. You know what I'm talking about? So I think you guys working on your weak, knowing first of all, knowing your weaknesses, and then two, working on them. I think that's something that the high school kids and the college kids don't understand. Is like they're always trying to work on their strengths. It's like, fool, you're already good at that. Like, why are you working on it more? Not saying you should
Because it's
stop working
easy.
on it.
That's why.
They don't want to do things that are hard that pushes them, and they don't want to struggle. Like those stretches are hard.
Stretching
All those stretches are
stretching was
hard.
harder than lifting last off season.
It should be the hardest thing, right?
Yeah,
In that workout, the
yeah.
hardest thing is the first 30 minutes. We spent 30 minutes every fucking day.
I mean, that's
And
why
but
we
you
didn't
gave
want.
me the
That's why we didn't want to stretch because it was hard.
That was the worst 30 minutes of my life.
Yeah,
yeah. But then
but
after you do it, your body feels better, and then we go get to do the fun part.
yeah,
But you guys now understand that you guys are more bought in on you have to do the hard things to then be able to go have fun and go lift heavy, throw med balls or
yeah,
whatever.
and we do even
Um,
more after we lift too.
yeah. And I think going on into the baseball side, because um, I had the treat of, getting to go to UCLA with you guys. And it was fun to see you guys in your element. Like the gym, I feel like is my element. Obviously, I play baseball, but for sure, we understand it's not at the level that I got it. It's not at the level that you guys played. But seeing the way that you guys work was a sight to see because I told Cole and Griff this is like, I can look at you, Carter, Drew, and Johnny and be like, I can look at what you're doing and understand what you're working on or what you're thinking about. Like Lucas, you were stretching before and you're working on your mechanics. Johnny, you're working on your swing. And it wasn't like these college or high school practices that sometimes I go to watch, which is like they're just fucking around. They're just moving their body. They're just like you told Cole, you're just throwing the ball to throw. Or you're just hitting a ball just to hit a ball. And, I think I want you guys to speak on the baseball side of it, not just the lifting side, because we just been talking about lifting, which is like, what is the process for you guys to intentionally work on things when you're at the field? Because I think there are too many high school kids or college kids that think they work hard because they just go to the field and they throw a ball and they just swing 1,000 times or just try to hit a bunch of freaking cage bombs. You're like, I'm him, I'm great, I worked hard today. like, yeah, you're working, but you're not working with intention. So can you guys talk to everyone about the difference that in which like what you guys work with intention, everyone just kind of goes with the field just to move their body?
Yeah, I just feel like the most important thing is just not overdoing your swing or I mean Lucas can talk about the throwing aspect of it, but just like don't overdo your swing. I can talk about the swing, but like people takes 100 swings in the cages and they think they're fine. Like, it's like you like overdoing it for me. Like, dude, I don't want to take more than like at least 25, 30 swings. Like, if I feel good, I feel good. Like, it's like I'm not in there to hit cage bombs. Like, I'm here to focus on middle away. Like, and if it's in, I pull aside, great. Like, it's like that's where I tend to stop. Like, damn, I feel good. All right, there. I'm not the high schoolers who take 50 to 60 swings and like rolling over trying to hit the ball as hard as they can to hit cage bombs, and it's like they're rolling over now, like it's like trying to figure it out, like it's like that's not how it works, dude. Like it's like if you feel good, get out of the cage, boom. Like don't overdo anything that you're supposed to do. So
Well, kind of backing up Johnny and adding on to what he's saying. Um, Again, you want to have a plan going into every day, whether it's hitting, whether it's throwing. If I'm a hitter and I've been pulling off, I want to hit every ball to right field and work on that for the day. And if I'm not working on anything, then those swings are for nothing. Then I didn't work on what got me out in the game last week. If I'm throwing and I'm leaving my changeup up, I want to make sure every changeup I throw is around his ankles or knees. Like if I'm not doing that, I'm just wasting a day of throwing. And like a day of
Mm.
throwing is so important because there's so many guys actually doing that and getting better. And they're getting ahead of me and they're getting ahead of Johnny in the cage because they're actually working on shit. Like if I'm not picking a spot every time I'm throwing a ball, then there's no point of me even throwing because if you're a pitcher, 90% of your throws are gonna be in catch play on flat ground. And so if you're not working on that, then you get onto the mound and you have no idea what the fuck you're doing. You're just because you work on some in the pen, it doesn't. It's not going to translate into the game because you haven't done it enough. The more you do it, the more it's going to translate into a game. And so if you're only doing it in the bullpen off a mound, you're not doing enough reps. Same for in the cage. If you're not working on something enough only in game, then it's not going to translate. So you're just
Mm.
wasting a day. So you have to have a plan going into every workout session, every training session that you have.
Yeah. And I think you two being perfectionist at your craft, which is like, Lucas, I'm taking videos of your throwing mechanics and you're looking at it and you're like, it's still not there. And you're like, it needs to be better. Like, there always needs to be better. Again, I wanted to bring up two things that I saw, which is like, you just talked about it, like the glove thing with pitchers. Like, I think you told Kyle Ayers, like, hey, like, put your freaking glove up so I can look at a target instead of like, you're just throwing to a body. Like I see all these young freshmen in college now that were fucking real good in high school, but all you guys were good in high school and they're getting hit now. And where are all these pitches missed? Middle, up. But they're not hitting their spot. Do I understand you're not gonna hit every fucking spot? 100%. But I think it's the lack of reps that they're intentionally trying to hit a spot, which then they get into a game and then they just can't do it because they haven't worked on enough. Can you attest to that, I guess, right? Like, does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not a pitcher.
I, I mean, Roger Clemens and Houston Street were the one guys that went to Texas and were like, guys, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like they would yell at they would you get yelled at if you weren't intentionally hitting a spot. Like
Yeah.
because it's for guys like that. Like they obviously they know what it takes to be great. Roger Clemens obviously a Hall of Famer. And Houston Street's one of the best closers of all time. And if they tell you to do something, you should probably do it. And ever since I saw Ty Madden doing it, and then I started doing it, and I was like, and everyone just catch plays meant to warm up, but there's so much more to it. Like that's what the one percenters do. You don't want to be like the other
Mm.
guys that kind of just go about their careers and kind of fizzle off. You want to be the guy that stays in it for so long because you're doing the right things throughout every other day. So that's
Yeah.
kind of, as soon as I started to do that is when I started getting more confidence on throwing inside, knowing how my body moves, and just, I don't know, just location and even mindset. If you can hit a spot 50 out of 80 times in a day in catch play, then you could probably hit a spot on a 2-2 fastball, you know.
In the biggest moment of the game because you've just done it so many fucking times.
And notice how I said
And then
50,
going,
50 out of 80 instead of,
yeah,
and that's still 50 out of 80 is still good. If you're really locking in
yeah,
and you go 50 out of 80, then you still have the confidence opposed to, oh, I didn't do that once. I don't know what to do when I get on that mound, you know?
yeah.
So
And I think going to Johnny and his catch play, like you doing your pickoffs to first, you're
it's all
throwing it in the base,
catcher
right? Then you
things.
go
Yeah.
throw down. Wait, yeah, throw down to second, throw down to third, and like you're trying to put that ball right on the bag or right where Lucas's glove is. And I think again, if catchers do that, they could have lazy feet. They can not really care about where the ball's going. But every rep that I saw you do, and again, it's not like you're throwing 1,000 fucking balls. I think you did like 5 to first, 10 to second, another 5 to third, but they're all dotted. And if they weren't dotted, you would then make the adjustment, or you'd be mad, be like, fuck, I missed. I need to fucking get that shit down. I need to put it on target. Because again, if you practice it all the time like that, in game, that runner goes. I mean, you're one of the best defensive catches I've just ever seen in my fucking life. Like it's hard to fucking throw runners out, and yet because I feel like you work on that every fucking day, it's just like second nature to you. You just fucking do it because you've just done it so many times,
Yeah,
right? Am I
I think
tripping?
just my main priority right now is just defense. So yeah, like footwork, working on footwork. Um, how my ball is spinning, like I want every ball to be either on the bag or in the right side of the bag, like arm side, like not too far out, but just right there. Maybe a two seam here and there, but that's where it's gonna get most tagged runners, like because it's just cheating it there. But other
Yeah,
than that, like it's like that's what my main focus is, just footwork, not throwing fucking 15, 10 reps, but like I'm going 5 and 5 or even three.
yeah,
Like, it's like, but yeah,
but it's
that's
with
like my
full
main thing.
intensity.
Yeah, it's either like, ramp up a little bit here and there. Like, it's like I'm throwing it lightly and then I just ramp up like 80 to like either 70 to 80 and then one of them probably 100.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So again, I think hopefully a lot of athletes, college and high school, can really take the last 10 minutes of what we just talked about because again, them going to the field, them throwing a ball, them swinging a bat, in my mind, for them, it's like, oh, I hit today, check it off the box. I threw today, check it off the box. I went to college today, check it off the box. I'm working so fucking hard. And you're like, no, everyone's doing that. What they need to understand is your guys' level of, hey, you do all those things, but you're working with the intention of getting better in every single thing that you fucking do, every single day for the rest of your fucking life, every fucking day. I think, again, they don't understand how much work and how dedicated you need to fucking be to become a freaking pro athlete. You guys are two pro athletes that do it every single day. So I hope they take something away from this.
And we're pro athletes who
Um,
think we haven't even done shit yet.
yes, which is
Right.
the scary part because man, I think you guys have done a lot. But I mean, that's because I played at fucking Division two. But um, again, even taking it a step further, like freaking Lucas, you got to freaking whoop this off season, tracking your sleep, what sending me watching your nutrition. Like what they wanted you to gain 20, 25 pounds,
20 pounds and
something crazy.
5% body fat.
Yeah, and you would send me pictures, fucking drinking a gallon of milk,
Yeah.
a gallon of milk with a steak and rice and freaking veggies, and
Yeah.
you're like, that's what you got to freaking do. You have to live this shit.
Yeah.
Everything that you do, you have to do it to the best of your ability. If you're going out eating like shit, your body's gonna feel like shit, and your workout's gonna be like shit, and then it's gonna take you a couple of times to fucking recover.
Yeah.
We're
It's
still
just,
working on the diet
yeah.
with Johnny. Oye, gordo, güey. All
He
right,
can't
couple more
help it.
questions. Okay, so what are the separators? What are the separators from high school to college to pro? mindset, work ethic, whatever you guys want to talk about. What is the separator from each level, from high school to college and college to pro? Because you guys have lived through this now.
It's all mindset. Everything is mindset. Everything, every level is all mindset. There's one thing because once you get to college, everyone's a Division I baseball player. Everyone's talented enough to make it to D1. Once you get to pro ball, everyone's as talented as you are. Everyone's a pro ball, no matter if you're a free agent or a first round pick. You're all in the same spot. The ones that make it up are the ones that are consistent and they keep their mentality strong. It's as simple as that.
Literally.
Yeah. And I've talked to Pete. I know what it's like at the higher levels. He's had days where
We've had this
he thinks
conversation
he's
before.
not good enough, and I'm like, Pete, you're the number one prospect for the Cubs. You're pretty good, dude. But again, like if a guy like him saying he's not good enough, then if you're in high school or college or in low A, you probably aren't good enough either. So
Yeah.
It's scary
yeah,
to think that the three of you think like that. I'm not good enough. Because, man, fuck. Man, good thing I wasn't as good as you guys. My ego would have been
well, maybe
Dude,
not
through the
Pete.
roof.
Pete thinks he's nasty when he's nasty. I'll give him that. But that's also why he's so
But
good.
that's,
That's why he's so good.
yeah,
But on days like where he calls me and he's like, "Dude, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Like, I suck." I'm like, "Dude, you don't suck."
yeah,
But it's the fact that he even thinks like that is crazy. First
yeah,
rounder, he's the number one prospect. He got traded for Javi Baez, and there's weeks where he goes about himself like he's not good. I'm like, Pete, you're nasty, dog.
yeah.
Like, but
No, yeah,
that's what's crazy. And you have high schoolers and college guys that walk around with their fucking nuts hanging out and think they're all that.
yeah. I think there's a difference between, like, I want to clarify something for everyone, which is like, you saying you're not good enough. I don't want you to dwindle your confidence. I always want you to have that dog mentality of like, you're going to go fucking shove it today, or you're going to hit freaking a home run or whatever. But what they're saying is they're not good enough and they're not complacent to think that they're good enough, so they stop working.
Yeah,
There's a difference. It's not, I'm not good enough, poor me, I suck, I suck. It's like, no, I'm not good enough. I need to keep working harder. And then also on the flip side is like, what that does for them is then they continue to keep working. And then when they go on the field, they just let all that work shine
yeah.
and let it go.
Like Kyle said, when I'm on the mound and Johnny's in the box, we both think we're the best fucking players in the country. But
it's gonna be a tough at bat.
when we're out of the lines, then we think we got a lot of shit to work on. But in between the lines,
Yeah.
we're some motherfuckers.
Yeah. But again, it goes back to how hard you guys work, which
Yeah,
is, again, a testament to you guys.
yeah,
Okay, so we kind of talked about it, just quickly go over it because I think I want you guys to now clarify all the shit that you do in the off season to show everyone that they're not doing enough. So a day in the life of the off season for the two of you. What does it look like?
Well, Johnny ain't
Not all
making
of it.
breakfast, that's for sure.
uh,
What you mean,
sorry, hold
bro?
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. It's a day in the life of training. Whatever you guys do outside the field, we don't have to say. I don't even think you guys are that crazy off the field anymore. You guys used to go out a
No,
lot,
bro,
but
we don't do shit anymore.
yeah.
No.
So day in
So
the life
I
of
mean, me and
right
Lucas
when you
have the
wake
same
up.
day,
yeah,
bro.
we have
Like,
the same
bro,
day.
wake up,
Okay. So talk about it. Talk about
All
it.
right,
Talk about
we wake up.
make
We say,
breakfast.
"What's up, motherfucker?" Go make breakfast, and what? It's probably 5 eggs each. 5 eggs, some fruit.
It's either we switch. I either make them or he makes them.
Whoever's showering most of the time.
Whoever's showering, yeah.
Um,
But
we eggs. Get our carbs in. Get some fruit in. Make sure you hydrate. Or we go to UCLA actually, so we could do our baseball stuff without being sore and tired. Um,
he does his bands. I do like we stretch bands
mm,
and stuff and throw. I throw with Lucas, and then he throws a little touch and feel, and then where he works on his pitches and stuff, like touch and feel basically, and then he does his running. And while he's doing his running, I do my hitting, like
it.
and I now hit with like either Drew or Carter,
Mm.
and right after I hit, um, we go straight to Kyle's, and then do our stretching, and then lifting, and then we eat either Chipotle
Well,
Um,
we eat one to get enough protein in, and two to
Yeah.
make sure that we restored everything that we burned. So I mean, obviously we eat, but we don't think about it in the time, but we also do a good job of making sure we eat for a purpose. Every
Hmm.
meal, like in the morning, it's for a purpose to get ourselves ready for the day. For lunch, it's to regenerate ourselves, and then at night, it's kind of we're again eating well, but we also add in some stretching at night. Um,
Hmm.
but again, like like you said, the day's all about getting that day, working on that day, and two at night is getting ready for the next day and how we could go about our business the next day. So it's all like a continuing process, but it's always there's never a day where we go to bed and there's like, all right, we're good. We're
yeah.
we did enough today. Like
Yeah.
we could take it easy tomorrow. And even for Pete too. Pete was like Pete would work out and be like, fuck man, like I wasn't as strong as I wanted to be today. Like I didn't do enough on the in the back squat. Like my hamstring didn't feel good. Like maybe I need to work on that. Like there's always shit. Like even Pete, like he's worth a lot of
Big
money and
leaguer.
yeah, he's a big leaguer.
Yeah.
But it's all the same traits. Nothing changes between
Yeah.
even Carter and Drew. You know, so
I'm so happy you said that because I feel like I say this to the kids. Well, Lucas and Johnny, when they fucking wake, the first thing they do when they wake up is they're thinking about fucking training. And then when they fucking go to bed, that's the last thing they fucking think about. And every fucking minute in between, they're just thinking about how they're getting better. And they roll their eyes and they're like, Kyle's just stroking Johnny and Lucas again. Like, here he goes. And I'm like, I'm telling you this to help. But I'm happy the two of you just said that out of your own mouths. So then they hear it from you guys, not just me telling them.
yeah.
So thank you for that. Um, okay, so last question. Um, so we talked about the training. We've talked about the development of you guys from high school to college to pro. What is advice you would give to high schoolers and college players? I don't know if they're separate in your guys' mind. If there's a different advice, if there's different advice you want to give to a high schooler than a college player, but can you give some piece of advice, one, two, maybe three things for high school and college kids trying to be where you guys are at this level?
I'd just say, have all the confidence you want, but don't think you're the shit. Like, because still, like, I don't think I'm the shit, but I have the confidence that I have in all the world. But, um, yeah, I mean, I still have shit to work on. I haven't proved anything yet. Like, yeah, I'm a professional athlete, and I still have shit to prove, and I still need to work harder than most other guys that are in front of me. Like, like I'm in high, yeah, but I still have to go to AAA and go to the majors and all that stuff and be better than those guys. Like, like I'm still competing. So I would just say, don't think you're the shit yet. Like, it's like, and don't tell yourself that because you haven't proved anything. You're still in high school. You're still in college. Like, like, and you might be ending up in pro ball, and like you might still tell yourself like you're gonna be in my position and tell yourself like, oh, like yeah, I still got shit to prove. I'm not the shit yet. Like, like Pete can say that. Like, it's like, yeah, he is. Like, but like he would tell like Lucas said it. Like, like but he doesn't think he is, like when he's having like those slumps or bad days. Like, it's like but when he is doing good, like yeah, I'll give it to him. He can tell he can say it all he wants.
Um, fuck. One thing for the high scores. Honestly, one thing that's helped me grow a lot in my career is kind of just taking the negative stuff and using it to your advantage. I think when you're younger too, and you don't deal with much failure, whenever something negative happens, you take it and you kind of run with it and you let it bleed into the next days. And when it really should be a oh shit, like which is probably good. Like if you get shelled or you have a bad day, like use it, either have it fuel you or it's more information that you need to maybe get better. But
Mm-hmm.
also one thing, going back to the last thing, yes,
Mm-hmm.
like we think about baseball a lot, and obviously like it's our main priority. But like we're still like we're still in our 20s. We're still young. Like we still have fun.
No.
Like we still have a lot of
Yes.
fun. Like we'll go out, we'll play golf, we'll get fucked up every once in a while, but we don't let that affect us like into the week.
Mhm.
And that's the one thing. Like don't think you should be a fucking robot. Like you should
Yeah.
still live your life, but just
Mhm.
pick the days that you need to live your life and pick the days that you need to get better and work on shit. You know,
Yeah. So like Friday night, Saturday night, we're not training Saturday or Sunday. Like go
go
have
have a
fun.
good go have fun on the
Oh
Bro,
yeah.
weekends. But
yes.
if
Go
you're
hang
having
out.
fun on the weekends and you're letting it affect you on Monday, that's when it's a problem. Yeah.
Hmm. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yep.
Do you have any advice for the college kids, Lucas? You went high school. I don't know.
No, it's the same thing. Just
It's the same
Same.
thing.
take the negatives
Okay.
and don't think they're all negatives. You know, most of the negatives are actually it's weird to say, but positives if you look at it the right way.
Yeah. I think this is gonna sound fucked up, but every time a senior leaves to college, I pray they just get shit on. Because I know during that moment in time they're gonna grow because they can no
Yeah,
longer listen to me. They have to go through it themselves. They have
yeah,
to fail on their own.
yeah,
And again, then they use that field to be like, fuck, maybe it's a wake up call. Fuck, maybe I'm not that good no more. Fuck, like
yeah,
I gotta like start to dial it in. So
yeah.
as fucked up as it sounds, you have to go through the failure to continue to keep growing. Because if you don't, you just think you're the fucking shit. You're the fucking man. Which Johnny said, don't fucking feel like you're the shit all the time. You should never feel like that.
Yeah.
You two are confident, but you always feel like you need to be better,
Well, what you
which is
say
good.
to what you say to Colin Gerb? He said, "Let us make the mistakes, right?" And then they
Hmm.
learn off them quicker. And that's not like
Yeah.
mistakes, but you've seen it firsthand of me and Johnny struggling our first year of college, and then end up using it to fuel us and get better. And so it's all the
Hmm.
same. Now you see it. Now you see how it works if you take it the right way. So like Justin Lee and all the other young guys, like yeah, they're having a bad career. It's the first time they've dealt with failure, but if they take it the right way, it could make them a lot better.
They can blossom into something that's special for
Yes.
sure. Okay, this is the fun part. Give me two more minutes of your time. I'll let you go because I know you guys are busy. Okay, rapid speed round question. Johnny, there's some food questions in here for you, so I know you'll love them. Okay.
Johnny's juiced
Uh,
up. Johnny's juiced up.
all right. So,
Hold on. What is
first
this?
rapid speed question round. Like it's like a fun little thing.
English
Okay.
version, Johnny.
First one. First one is a food one for Johnny. How do you eat an Oreo? This has been a hot question that people like, so I've kept it. How do you eat an Oreo step by step? Like you take it out the wrapper, then what do you do?
Get the two ends, go
Okay.
slowly, and then I get all the white stuff out, and then I put it back out, and I
Bro, come on, dog.
What, bro? You eat the whole thing? Oh no. Well,
Wait.
You didn't have to
I also
lick it
dip it in
like that,
milk.
bro.
Okay, no, wait.
Did
So
it
so
turn
you
you
see,
on? Shit.
no, relax. Okay,
Sorry.
relax. Stop. Okay, so you split it open, you lick the cream off, pause, and then you dip it in milk. Now keep going. Wait.
No,
So
no,
you
no,
dip
no.
it in milk.
Well, no, I do that, and then, but I also go grab a glass of milk and I dip it and what, poke it in a fork in between the middle and just hold it there and I eat it.
That's the move. That's the
Yeah.
move. Yeah.
So Gino, you do the same thing.
No, but you poke it in a fork to make sure you get the
Yeah, and
full
you
Oreo in the milk
so it
without
does
yeah.
it without getting messy in
Oh,
the hands.
wait. I didn't know you do that.
Because if
I
you
didn't know
only
you could
go
Yeah.
do
your
that.
fingers, you can only get like half.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
Oh
if you put the fork in
shit.
between the middle, you get the whole thing.
yeah.
This is what I told Cole and Gerv, which is like, because I got some young high schoolers that look up to Cole and Gerv, but because like they also look up to you too. Like I cannot wait to go to fucking Venice and they'd be like, Coach, I tried the Oreo thing. Like they're right. Like if you put it between the fork, like you can get all the milk on the Oreo. Am I the only one that just eats the Oreo? Am I
Dude,
No,
tripping?
what? Slap yourself.
Well, first of all, I'm lactose intolerant. I can't have milk. And then second of all, like I just eat it. The
No,
cream
bro.
is like the milk, kind of. All right. Anyways,
It's either that
um,
or sticking the fork in
that
between the
okay.
middle and doing that. Yeah.
Okay. Favorite athlete of all time? One. You get one, not
Is this
multiple,
me? Is
Johnny.
this me?
Yes. Yeah. We'll go Johnny then Lucas. Favorite athlete. You can't pick yourself either. Fuck. I'm also off limits. I'm also off limits.
You gonna say Canelo or some shit?
Yeah, I knew, dude. Don't you didn't have to. I was thinking Oscar De La Hoya,
No,
but
no, no. Yachty.
Yachty.
okay.
Bo
Okay.
Jackson.
Ooh, that's
God,
a
that
good
guy's a
one.
menace. All right. All
He's
right.
he's a
I
beast.
think that's Gervs. Oh no. I think Cole said that. Maybe I don't know. Okay. Welcome to college or moment. Either or if you have multiple, you can for each level. Your welcome to college moment where you're like, holy fuck, shit.
This is
We'll go
me.
with Johnny first. Yeah, Yeah, it's always Johnny, then Lucas.
I'm gonna say my debut.
In pro ball.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like I was like, holy shit.
Um,
Like damn. Like this is happening.
for me in
Okay.
college, the first game I was ever watched in a college game was Mississippi State versus like TCU or something, and the guy from Mississippi State was throwing 100. I was like, damn it. It was crazy.
Oh man. All right, we'll go best memory in college or in the pros. Best moment.
Best moment.
Johnny's gonna say make a regional. Isn't that funny, Lucas?
How'd you know? How'd you know?
Bro, because that's like a big accomplishment for Washington. But if you
Yeah.
say that to
Make a
Lucas, like,
regional.
no, no, okay, yeah. And I'm not saying it's not, but
Because
the
y'all
guy
gave me shit
sitting
for
to
fucking
your right.
straight 4 years or the past 3 years saying, damn, you guys can't even make a regional. So yeah, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna be proud
Okay,
that
fucking
I'm saying it.
fucking took him long enough.
yeah,
I'm kidding, Johnny. I'm kidding. What is it? Favorite college moment?
yeah, or pro moment, whatever it is.
Um, favorite college moment? Probably watching Ivan win the Golden Spikes. That was pretty sick.
That's sick. That's
Yeah,
sick.
Mm,
just
fuck.
watching that season was sick.
Mm.
Yeah.
What about
32
pro moment?
homers.
Let's go pro moment. Best pro moment.
Hitting that
I
first
know it's a
homer.
short career so far.
My favorite pro moment was asking, um, not knowing who Garrett Crochet was when I was talking to him, and asking him if he threw with his right hand.
Who is that?
Garrett
This
Crochet
is
is
in the
our ace for the
tubs.
White Sox.
This was in the
He's
tubs.
our
Oh.
he's our ace. He was a first rounder out of Tennessee, and I asked him what hand he threw with. Um, and so yeah,
Oh man.
Yeah,
Uh
the first homer.
yeah. Then you got me hyped up, bro. Oh my God. First game. But that was your first game too, right? In high
yeah.
A? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Best player you've ever played with on the field. Ever. Where you're like, damn, this motherfucker is legit. There's some good questions, huh? Fuck.
Well, Lucas got a couple, bro. I don't got shit. Um,
I have one for Johnny. What the fuck?
you have
Who,
one for
me?
me?
Yeah. I
Me.
think you
Who,
played with
bruh?
him.
Who?
No, the easy answer for you was like Pete or some shit.
I didn't play with Pete.
What?
Oh no, you guys were on a different team. That's right. Never mind. Take it back.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, Mid Valley Warriors,
Dude,
Sean.
I
Come
might.
on,
Huh?
Mid Valley Warriors.
Hey, I've been
What?
telling
The
people about this team.
Camacho brothers?
Nah, hell no, bro.
I've been telling people
Who,
about this
bruh?
fucking Avengers squad you guys had when you guys were fucking what, 9? That's insane.
Yeah,
Who?
You two, Johnny,
No, Kyle, not you, bro.
Thomas. Oh,
Who are you thinking of, Lucas?
way over your
Drew.
oh
head,
my,
brother.
just
Just say
you gonna
someone,
say Drew
Johnny.
Bouncing? Bro, fuck. Now you just took too long.
Well, mine is Pete.
Eric Rivas.
Mine is Pete.
Okay,
Mine is Pete for sure.
gotcha.
Yeah,
What's
I don't
your
really care.
favorite thing you guys like to do on your downtime? Not that.
Golf.
Not.
Golf for sure.
Thank
Golf.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Golf? You said golf, Johnny?
What, you
Oh
want me
my
to say
god.
drink Modelo's or what?
I don't know. All right. Last one. Give me your. This is for Johnny. What do you order at In-N-Out? Explain it.
Damn. Damn. I am ordering a 4x4. No, I'm actually ordering two 2x2s, double doubles, and animal style fries, and a strawberry shake.
Oh, you go strawberry. Okay.
Kyle, I got a question
I
for
thought
you.
it was. Okay.
Now it's my turn to ask the questions.
Okay, go ahead.
Which one of your guys is whoever's not a pro guy? Who's going to be the
Okay.
highest draft pick out of any one of your next guys?
Oh, that's a good one. That's not a pro right now?
That's not a pro.
Damn. Good for you, Luke.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Can I go out of college and high school or just I can just get one?
No.
Okay.
Damn.
High school right now,
Damn.
it's gotta be Duncan. Duncan
Yeah.
Marston. College. Oh, this is hard. This is really hard. I'm gonna get some slack for this one. I hope people just tuned out. They don't listen to this next part. Ah,
Hurry your ass up, bro.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Lee.
Lee?
I'm gonna go Lee.
Really?
I'm gonna go
What's
Lee.
up, bro?
I'd say Chris Aldridge.
All right,
Dude,
Lucas.
Mine's Chris.
Lucas.
I'm gonna say Dalen Reyes.
Johnny, why do Chris and Dede always catch strays from the two of you?
No, bro. Chris, I was playing video games with Chris, bro. It's all jokes.
Oh, okay.
Damn,
I don't
bro,
have
that's
this.
messed up.
Last question.
You
Who
left,
do you two
bro.
think the college guy is? He
Duh.
said the highest draft pick. He said the highest draft pick. Do I
Dalen
think other
Reyes.
guys get drafted? Yes.
Thomas
Highest draft
McCaffrey.
That's who you're gonna go with? Yeah, highest draft pick out of the college guys. That's you now.
Thomas McCaffrey.
Ooh, that's a good one. Um,
Okay. Do I think Thomas is getting drafted? Yes. Do I think Lee's ceiling is a little higher? Yes. That's why I
Yes.
went Lee. Let me just clarify that.
yeah, okay, that's fair. It's not anything on Thomas. Lee's fucking freshman.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with
I love you, Thomas. I'm gonna get you on the podcast soon.
I'm gonna go
That was
Cole.
cringy as hell.
Whatever. Who you going with?
I'm going with Cole.
Oh, oh, you're rocking with Lil Bro?
Dark horse.
Oh,
Dark horse.
fuck. Okay. What about Gerv?
Cole's a dark horse.
Ooh.
Okay. I was saying it was between Gerv and Lee for me. Right now, it's between Gerv and Lee
I got it
out
right
of the
with
college
Cole.
guys.
Gerv is up there. I still got my money
Gerv
on.
has 8
I
punches.
still got my. What?
I'm sorry, 8 home runs. Sorry. I said punches, 8 home runs. It's not 10, Johnny.
I still got my money. I still got my money on Thomas
Don't say it. Oh, I think you said Dalen. Okay.
Who, Chris?
and Dalen Reyes.
Damn. I mean, there's a lot of up and coming guys. It's gonna be fun and exciting. But it'd be good to know that you two spearheaded
Nah.
talking about the college guys and know that, and the high school kids. There's a lot of young guys on the come up, and it's nice to know that you two spearheaded what this is. And again, I give you guys all the flowers and all the credit that you guys have helped me build this to what this is. So I want to thank you guys. I'm not gonna get emotional, but I really want to thank you guys for what you guys have done for me and the doctor, because this doesn't happen without you two. All right, Johnny, this is crazy. Let me have a moment, dog. Damn, this is why we can never be serious with each other, bro. Can you just take the compliment?
No, bro, that's all
Can you
love.
just take the comp? It's
No,
all,
no,
bro.
it's
It's all love.
It's all love.
No, I know. I just want you to know that I really appreciate the two of you, and again, I'm very thankful for you guys and what you guys have done.
I got you, dog. I got you.
All right, yeah. All right, well,
Kyle,
that
you trying,
concludes.
bro?
No, I'm not, bro. There's a bug in my eye, bro. Whatever. All right, that concludes the episode. I want to thank the two of you for spending the time. I know you guys don't have a lot of time, but if you guys are interested, go watch Johnny with the Lake County Captains and Lucas with the Kannapolis Cannonballers. You can follow them on Twitter. Saturday is Gino Day. Every day is Johnny Tincher Day. Please go to Spotify, Going Pro, powered by Dog Pound Athletics. Follow, hit the subscribe button. Also, all the episodes are on YouTube on Dog Pound Athletics. Thank you, boys, for your time. Love y'all. Can't wait to see what you guys do this season.
Love you,
Go
Cairo.
dog
Come back
pound.
soon.
Go dog pound.
Gay. Later. Talk to you soon.